Ahoy, hoy, Pancasters, I'm Neil.
And I'm Pavo.
And we're here to do a reaction to The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 1, the season premiere, called...
The Day Will Come When You Won't Be.
Which is probably the longest title for an episode of anything. But, first thoughts, Pav?
Well, I'm going to start by saying that Season 6 was a bit up and down for me.
Yeah, there was a lot to be disappointed with.
Yes, well, there was a lot of good stuff, but there was a lot, I think the main big moments they...
Chickened out of.
Yeah, they fucked up. And I've said... And I said to everybody that ever wanted to listen that The Walking Dead for this series, they had one more episode for me. If this episode didn't do it for me, then that was it. I was done with The Walking Dead. And I can safely say that I will be watching the next episode. Okay? I do think, thinking about it, that this should maybe, and the last, and the finale of the last season should have been one episode.
You do?
Yeah. I think that they could have maybe trimmed bits and pieces off, and all of this should have been one episode, maybe cutting at the point, and obviously spoilers, if you're not watching this, I don't know why you haven't seen it, so obviously we're going to talk about all the bits and pieces that happened. I think once Abraham died, that should maybe have been when it finished. Okay. At the end of the end of the last season. Well, so then it gave everybody the summer and that to talk about it and go, oh my god. So then when Glenn dies... That would have been even more of a sucker punch. Even
though they were, people were pissed off, and I was in your camp. It's had the biggest opening, hasn't it, of a season premiere? Or I was reading today. It's had a huge viewing figures, and to be fair, people did talk about it all over the summer. Still, who did he kill? Who did he kill? Who
they
do you
did.
Think he killed?
But the trouble I think that they got was all of the bad feeling on the internet the day after that episode. Everybody was saying, fuck The Walking Dead, that's it, I've had it with them.
But they listened, didn't they?
They did listen. But what they could have had was, oh my god, did you see that? Well, like a lot of people have been saying online today.
Absolutely.
But oh my god, did you see that? Now, the question I wanted to ask you first off is, did you think it was too violent?
No. I thought it was fine, because it was a gut punch in the sense of it was supposed to you were supposed to see the violence and how nasty it was. It's an 18 show. When that comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, that's an 18 certificate in the UK. If you're watching this in America, it'd be an R. But they're an 18 certificate. Just because it's on at 9 o'clock. Yeah. See, I didn't. It gave me the gut punch after watching it. I was tense all the way through that. I will come to one bit that I still think they should have done myself. And I think it was another case of The Walking Dead did chicken out. There was massive gut punches all the way through, and I thought at the end of that, that didn't feel like an hour. That was quick. I wasn't expecting Glenn, because I haven't read the comic books. It was a shock, because they chickened out of killing him in the last series, and they really did chicken out of killing him. That was a shocker. And that was a gruesome death, but I think that was purposely to show you what a bastard Negan really is. He makes the governor look like a right pussy.
Yeah, but I also think that Negan is a man of his word. Negan said when Glenn sort of stood up to them when he was like pointing Lucille at Maggie. He said, "I will shut this shit down. We're not having any of that." Yeah. So as soon as Daryl punched him, he's going, no, I fucking told you that you're not to do that.
And smash.
So, and I've said this to a few people over the last sort of 24 hours, that if this show, The Walking Dead, had followed Negan from the start, Negan would be the good guy. Negan would be like Rick. Because
possibly we don't know his backstory.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's all the point of view of where you go into the story. Rick isn't a million miles away from how Negan is.
Not really.
Rick has killed people. But I think look at how he walked into Alexandria.
Yeah, but I think that's how they're going to play on that whole thing. I think that's what that's all about.
But the thing is, like, I was going to say Harry Dean Stanton. There's not Harry. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Harry Dean Stanton as Negan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan is. I think he's fantastic.
He's a
as
great
Negan.
actor, yeah.
I think it's the little nuances that he does. The little, when Rick's there and telling him that he's going to kill him, and he does that like that sort of sucking in the breath. There's something about, he's very watchable, but he's, like you say, he's a sadistic bastard.
Yeah.
And he is somebody that will just.
Well, that'll bring me to the bit that I really did think that they should have gone through with, and probably I'll be totally in the minority for this, and I accept it, what you guys say, because I've thought about it and said it to other people, and they said no. But I genuinely think he should have made Rick go through with chopping his son's arm off.
No.
Exactly. I really do think they should have gone the whole hog.
See, the thing is that...
And I think at the end of that, it'd just been like, whoa, where are they going to go now?
No, because I think the thing is that poor Carl, he's been shot twice. He's lost an eye. You know, I'm very protective over Carl, right? Because he sort of reminds me of my son.
All right.
Because he's the same.
Well, take that away.
No, but that's what it is. That part in last series when he turned around and went, "Dad," and he's got an eye missing. I felt very protective of Carl, and like you hear a lot of people going, he should get his hair cut, or I wish he'd die and stuff. And
no.
I don't want him to die because also he's Rick's son.
Yeah, but I don't think he would have died. He said we got the best medic. We can fix it.
Yeah, but he said, he'll be okay, probably.
Yeah,
but I think it was a perfect thing because he got Rick to the point he wanted to see if he would do it, and he knew that he would do it. But he knew that he'd broken Rick at that point. Yeah. I don't think there was any... And again, it was one of those things that he's a man of his word. And he said, look, I've seen that look in everyone's eyes apart from Rick's.
Yeah.
And then it was only when he took the axe off of him and then went, there it is. That's the look I want to see. Yeah. And he knows that he's broken him.
Oh, I still think he should have gone it. No, I really did. I thought he should have gone whole nasty bastard.
No, I mean, there's no denying that he's not that he is a nasty bastard. But I think there's more you're gonna see more of that.
Oh Christ, yeah. I think. I mean, they're gonna make their first delivery in the next show. We know that because at the end of every episode, they show you a little teaser of the next one.
All right, I didn't see that.
Did you not?
No.
Well, obviously, they're going to make the delivery next week.
Right, okay.
Okay, their first delivery of whatever.
Right, now, did you see it on demand?
No. Sad as I am, I recorded the live version that they had. They broadcast on Fox the same time as they do in America.
Right.
So the announcer came on and said... it's whatever time of 3 o'clock in the morning. It's now broadcasting the same time. Well, I woke up because I've been waking up early, and I woke up early and decided to watch it. Right,
because we watched it on demand yesterday, and then when I went home, because we watched it at my parents' house, then when we went home, and I was waiting to, cause I had to pick my son up from work, I watched the what they showed at the actual 9 o'clock time that it was going to be on Fox. And it was different. They cut 2 little scenes out.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting to know whether... When Glenn is there with his head basically split open and his eye popping out,
yeah.
And he says... He talks to Maggie and he says, I will find you. Yeah. Did you see that bit?
Yeah.
And then the bit when he's dead and like his hand is shaking.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the broadcast version at 9 o'clock.
Oh, wow. So
that was
they
cut out.
edited it.
And I don't know why they would cut that out. Because I wouldn't say that was necessarily the squeamy-ish part of it. But I don't know why they did that. No, that
was definitely in there when I watched that one. Definitely there.
So, did you think it was going to be...
Well, we'd spoken about it. I said Abraham. I think at the top of the people that was going to snuff it, I did think Abraham. I don't know why, I just did. I didn't expect there to be 2. I mean, you mentioned today about the comic books. I've not read the comic books, so I don't know. But I did expect Abraham. It wasn't a huge shock. It was shock out. I loved the way he stood back up.
Yeah.
As if to say, come on, you fucking...
Yeah, well, you can suck my nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he was also sort of prepared to die,
but I think that's the reason that he got chosen, wasn't it? That everybody else, when Negan was going round to them, they were all like in tears and looking down. He was the only one that kept looking up at him.
Yeah.
So it's that defiant thing. And we had a sweepstake at my mum and dad's. We all wrote who we thought was going to die and put it in a cup. And I put that it was going to be Abraham and Maggie, because I thought he was going to kill the strongest and the weakest. to sort of show that he'll kill anybody
Right.
and obviously I got 1 out of 2 right. I just
So you knew he was going to kill 2?
no, I didn't. I didn't know he was going to kill 2.
Oh.
I just had a feeling that he might kill 2, because everybody's been going on about who's he going to kill, which one is he going to kill. So it'd be something a bit different, because everybody's talking about which one is he going to kill. So it made me think maybe he might kill 2. It might be Daryl, but no, they're not going to kill Daryl. But then thinking about it, to tie it in so it's a little bit more parallel with the comic books now, because Abraham gets killed the way that the Doctor got killed in Series 6 with the arrow through the eye. That's how Abraham gets killed in the comic books.
Right.
So they are sort of realigning it a little bit, and I'm sure that everybody that has read the comic books, as soon as Negan dragged Rick into the camper van with the axe, they thought Rick's going to lose his hand, because Rick loses his hand in the comic books, and obviously that didn't happen. But I think it was a little bit of a masterstroke. I mean, I've noticed online I've been reading some of the reviews of what people said, and they said that the episode was slow in places.
No,
I thought it was perfectly paced.
Yeah, it was tense all the way through. You didn't know, and the bit I mean, I know where I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but the bit he drove Rick off into the mist.
Yeah,
didn't that remind you of the film The Mist?
It did remind me.
I just thought, wow, I like this.
Yeah.
And that whole bit where I thought, wow, Rick's really trying to escape, when he just dived onto that the hanging zombie.
Yeah, apparently on The Talking Dead afterwards, they called him Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, right, because of his neck.
So that's the big question. The big question of the episode, when Negan throws that axe out into the zombies,
yeah,
did he throw it up onto the roof of the van, of the camper van?
That's what I assumed
Well, because I assumed he just threw it out into the zombies.
I thought he went like that.
See, well, I didn't know that until you look then and Rick is on the top of the camper van. And I said, well, how did that get there?
Because he picked it up, didn't he, and ran with it, didn't he?
No, that was the first time you saw the axe after Negan threw it out.
Yeah, no, but what I meant is, because it was on the grass again, wasn't it, when Rick came down?
Yeah, because he grabbed it then, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he grabbed it.
So he must have grabbed it off the top of the roof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was on the roof when Rick got to the top of the roof. But the way that it looked like Negan threw it out of the camper van, he just sort of tossed it out into the zombies. It didn't look like he threw it sort of up and over. No. I'll have to look at that a bit again. That was the bit that confused me. It took me out of it a little bit. Because I thought, well, how did that get there?
Yeah.
So I'll have to look at it again. I mean, maybe people can leave comments and tell us exactly how that happened, because I looked at it and thought, that doesn't seem right. I just thought he just went out into the zombies. Right, Rick, go and get my axe.
You see, I'll sum up the end of this. I mean, I really enjoyed the episode. You asked me if I thought it was too violent. No, I thought the violence was necessary to show. Yes, it was very violent, but not in the sense of
it was
gratuity.
Walking Dead violent.
Yeah.
You know.
But what I will say is it left me feeling very tense. So I spoke to somebody else and said to them, what did you think about it? And they went to me, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I said, what, you hate The Walking Dead? And they said, no, I don't. I just hate what I've just experienced.
Right.
It's really put me off now, because I feel that nobody's safe. And I said, that's what The Walking Dead used to be like. You never knew who was going to die, and it became too safe.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
And that's what Game of Thrones does. Well, for the last couple of seasons. Again, online, I've noticed the amount of people that have said, that's it, I'm done with The Walking Dead. That it was too violent. That it was...
Oh, grow a pair!
No, well, I mean, it was violent, and it was hard to watch. And somebody else on something that I was listening to today said that they didn't like the way... I haven't seen The Talking Dead yet, but I will watch it. They said that the way that it felt, that they were like people had died. You know, they were being very sort of, oh, well, oh my God, what are we... You know, and he said, well, you know, but if art like that is done the right way... You should be affected by it.
It's emotions. That's what movies and TV series
exactly. It should stay with you. I mean, obviously not stay with you for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then there may be other problems, but it should stay with you. Like last night, I tried to get to sleep, and all I could think of was Glenn with his eye popping out. So it's
the fact that you made the reference to it. Whoa! That was quite.
But I think it's made me want to watch the next episode.
But it's no more gory than something like Hostel.
No,
So,
it's not.
Well,
And it's brave TV making. I just hope that they can carry on. I don't want to start seeing filler episodes of with nothing happening. I want it to be, what was it? Is it 16 episodes? The season,
no, it's like 22 now. Isn't
no,
it?
I thought they said it was 16.
No,
two lots of 8.
Oh, it could be.
I think so. Really tight, exciting, because you've got to think of the different strands that you've got the people over at Alexandria.
Yeah.
You got the people at the hilltop.
Well, that Morgan's gone off to meet, is that a hill?
You got the kingdom, the kingdom with Ezekiel and the tiger,
which we've not even met.
We haven't met yet. And then you've also got. I'm gonna have to look for them.
Well, we know he's coming, Ezekiel, don't we? Because he's in the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we know them, and then we've got Tara, and I can't remember the name. The guy's name is it Hester. Something like that. I can't remember. I haven't got it on there. You got Tara and the black guy with the dreads that have gone off because she doesn't even know that her girlfriend has died yet.
No.
So you got all these different strands. So it's going to be interesting whether or not they do like the Game of Thrones did, and it's like 10 minutes on each strand for each episode, or whether it'll be like last season. So the next episode will be Morgan and Carol, and then the following episode will then be Tara.
They need to change it up a bit from that, if that's me, personally speaking. But I'm intrigued to know what happens. No. Of course, we need to know what happens to Daryl as well. That's going to be a whole story.
And the thing is, if they do go down that route, potentially it might be 2 or 3 weeks before we go back to Rick. And then it's sort of like, well, the impetus and the feeling of loss is gone.
Yeah.
Because that's been like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. They got me for next episode anyway.
All thumbs up.
There you go.
So, absolutely, if you've got any comments about The Walking Dead or anything else that we've talked about, leave a comment.
And subscribe as well. Subscribe to the video, subscribe to our channel, which will keep you in touch when we do other trailer reactions and our weekly Marvel, Star Wars and DC show, That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Although it's not a podcast. Well, it is a podcast because it's on iTunes as well, but it's on our YouTube channel, as you hopefully will know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll be out tomorrow.
So we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you very much, Pav.
Thank you very much, Neil.